Welcome back to Annie Vods. I'm your host, Annie Frutos, and I'm here with my co-host.
Hey, it's RCX, professional propaganda spreader, and Tuesday night we had quite a strong showing from Lem0nade. Third place, which has become a common placing recently, and it's all because of one man. We're going to go through with a quick breakdown, but real quick, if you want to skip to strength analysis, we're going to have links down below, so let's get into it.
Lemon starts off versus Celeste, but we're going to get a bit of the Falcon Ditto action. But without too much trouble, is going to cruise to a 2-0 fashion to the next round where he faces off against Zappa. Unfortunately, our eyes were disgraced with a little bit of DK Ridley, but Zappa is going to take Game 2 with mains, bringing it to Game 3 where he has a pretty strong lead. Fortunately, with few opportunities, he's not going to be able to close it out. So here's where it gets weird. After Lemon cements his place in winner's semis, Lofton aka Daddy is not in bracket, but we have Hammer Bro, who's actually messing with the seeding. So instead of Storm and Lemon playing in winners finals, they're going to play in winners semis here. And well, when they play, we're going to get to see the Luigi, the Lucas, and the Falcon all come out, but nothing ends up working in the end, sending him to losers bracket.
In losers, he starts off versus Corn Dog, taking it in a dominant 3-0 fashion. And facing off against Nixus, he's also going to play very strongly, taking it 3-0 as well. But in losers finals, who are we going to run into? None other than Storm again. Megman is going to come out this time where he is able to take a game, but it's not going to do the trick and is going to go down 3-1 in losers finals.
Now that Lemon0nade is number 1 on the PR, it's hard not to see him highly, but with Storm's recent placings and his success against Lemon head-to-head, should we start seeding Storm above Lemon0nade?
I think we definitely could see that. Outside of the very last bracket of last season, Storm has had Lemon0nade's number, and I think that often has led to, Storm getting first and second while Lemon0nade gets third. So Storm may start becoming the favorite to win Nox Locals in the future if he keeps it up.
Since 2022, Lemon has a 2-5 record against Storm with a win rate of 29%. The only player is a worse win rate against since 2022, having over 30 sets against, is Gyro with 0% win rate against.
Definitely some players he struggles with. On that, we're going to head it up to the Mento and Soda 74 upstairs for the analysis. Take it away.
Thanks, guys. Hey, it's the Mento and Soda 74. Now, I'm no football player myself, but in football, as well as really any game, it's good that you have a few big focuses. So, not necessarily a game plan, but things that could contribute to it. Focusing on not giving up the big plays, scoring in the red zone, avoiding turnovers. And if we put this over to Smash, we could have a few focuses that, like I said, aren't necessarily a game plan itself, but kind of a few things to focus on. So, not giving up big plays, converting at a ledge, and I think the other one was keeping stage control. So, these aren't necessarily things that define your game plan, but just 3 focuses to keep in mind with everything else that's going on, or to keep things as honest as possible, as fair as possible. And so we're just going to jump right into it and see what we find. So first we're going to take a look at big plays, how Lemon0nade does with that. Alright, let me get my script here. So obviously when playing someone who's good, big plays are really important. You need to get as much as you can off of every interaction. And, if players are able to take stocks extremely early against you, they're kind of avoiding neutral and creating these huge momentum swings, which, like I said, at higher levels, are going to mean a lot more. So it's definitely important, especially against players who are top of the region, that we're giving up as few big plays as possible. Now, in this set, there were a total of 6 big plays across 4 games, so that's about 1.5 stocks per game that we're losing to just big avoidable plays. None of this is true either. It all comes from you know, bad decisions, a couple bad decisions. So yeah, you know, it's hard enough to win a set when you're only playing with less than 2 stocks in every game, but especially when you're going against, you know, a top 3 player in the region, definitely something we need to watch out for. Don't want my shirt. Anyways, alright, so did I miss anything? Why not? I might say this later, but a lot of these do come from burning your double jump. I'm not gonna get too big into that right now. Let's look into that. Alright. So we'll just wait real quick for this first play to start. Okay, here we go. So, first play, we've got Storm off stage here at the ledge. And, you know, we get him, do some dumb stuff on our shield. Got momentum here, you know, now we've got the lead for the first time. And look at this, we're gonna just stay, you know, just basically begging him to approach. And here's the problem, the metal blade, obviously we can't have this, it's like we're playing on Elite Smash right now. Next play, we're in the corner, burned our double jump right there. Look at all the options we have right here. Alright, is it too late? Okay. I'm gonna get good at this. Obviously, you know, hopefully we're not trying to jump in this scenario because we burned our double jump. That's something you didn't know, right? If you didn't, that's really cringe. We're about right here, you know, and we still... Did you already burn Rush? You might have burned Rush. Which means, no, you didn't burn Rush. Well, regardless, let's assume you burned Rush, because we'll see some stuff later where you did. Your trajectory is very obvious because you don't have a jump, so basically Storm doesn't have to worry about any of this space. You only have so many routes down here because you don't have a jump, so if you drift too far away, you know you're not going to be able to get back. But you still do have your air dodge. Thunder is reactable. If you see him staying up for this, you've got to just like neutral air dodge through. That might be hard to cover when he's in end lag, and you're going to get stage. You could just neutral air dodge down. I wouldn't go up. We're going to see some examples of up later. It's actually to react. Well, it might have worked here. You've got a platform right here that is just completely uncovered. So with no resources, you're in a position where you can just literally drop down to the platform. He's going to whiff, and you'll be in a position to punish. You can, and yeah, I mean, you still can take this route right here. Even if you drift a little bit away, you have your air dodge, and it's really just like making the most out of your limited resources in the scenarios. So. Just giving him the most, like you're gonna have to do a lot of really precise stuff, you know, like going really far out with no resources except your air dodge and neutral or directional air dodging in, like that's really risky, that's really dangerous, that's a tight window. But you're gonna have to go with these kind of routes and recoveries if you're gonna get around this. And this one was just like the laziest thing, we just held it. And I don't even think you press a button, like, you might as well flip the C stick or something and give yourself a shot. But yeah, we didn't see any of that. Dang it, why is my... I don't really feel like editing this out, so we'll zip it a little bit. Alright. Yeah, and then you die. It was mad cringe. I think we were like 60 or something, so we're gonna move on. A lot of these have an off stage, so moving on off stage right here. Off stage was just a really big area as well. We already kind of know that. And kind of like what I was saying before, we're gonna need to take the difficult routes here. If we take, you know, routes that are too easy, he's just gonna be able to sniff it out. And too many of these times we see like not only taking really easy routes but also just overextending off stage when our goal should be to get back on stage and not to make something big happen. Too many times we press A, but yeah, so you need to make things as difficult as possible for him. We need to take tight windows. A lot of these routes I just think just look really lazy, so but we'll wait for the first play to come up. Alright, so first play right here. Let's see what we've got. Why is this frame so long? Okay, we're in. Alright, it's going to be actually the first play of the first game. And yeah, so this is what I was talking about earlier with those directional air dodges. Up is definitely a schmix, right? Because he misses it. He's not even there. I don't know who he's swinging at. But the thing is, it's just reactable. So, you know, it's kind of a difficult route, but it's reactable. Up here, look at a difference. He's got Crash Bomber on. He has to respect Crash Bomber, and he's not able to keep it going. Alright, so we've got our next play here. We've got Storm on the left. Same game. Let's see what happens here. Alright, so really stupid play at left. I think we'll visit this one later. Right now, I was supposed to pause that there. I was supposed to pause that here. Maybe I'll just pause it right now. Okay, so we were here, right? And he hadn't really started Thunder yet. And we had burned our just rush. So we saw the jump. This is something you're gonna see a lot. A lot of times after you rush, you jump, and you get hit with thunder so fucking much because of it. Oh wait, I'm supposed to pretend that I'm not talking to you because we're gonna say he. Oh well, really, I'm gonna say you now. But yeah, you get hit a bunch. You don't. I mean, you get killed with like you get hit with hard. Other times you just take damage. I think we will see more examples of that later. But yeah, like, not that I expect you to know Pika's thunder range, but you need to know if he's going low, it's coming, and I think a lot of times you're trying to jump over it, but you end up just jumping into the sweet spot of time. Even if you directional air dodge through here, you're gonna have invincibility for this whole segment about, so you're gonna end up here, and, you know, like, thunder's just not gonna cover that, regardless of where the spike hitbox is vertical, you're gonna go through it. So, like I said, a lot of times we need to prioritize getting back to ledge instead of like doing the funny haha jumps. Because the funny haha jumps are not funny for you. They are funny for me when I watch it back, but that's not a good thing. Oh, no, not low power mode. Alright, hopefully my phone doesn't die. How much time do I have left? On this first 10 minutes. Alright. Yeah, you're gonna die. That's so cringe. I'm sorry for that loss. Alright, next play here. Okay. We're off stage here, and I actually don't remember what happens here. Oh, I do remember what happens here. So you already burned Rush. This is something I want to talk about because what happens, it's not bad. Definitely as a mix-up, especially to burn Rush. The problem with burning Rush is that now you only have technically 3, but really 2 resources. You have Jump and Air Dodge. Where, you know, if you had burned your double jump first, and like I said, it's really about the mix. You gotta do a bit of both. But if you're here with Rush and your air dodge, or even if you were a little lower with like every resource, you still like Storm is required to kind of go down and respect this. You still have like 2 very drastically different routes because if you can keep drifting and then like rush, or you can rush and like take the high route. So you're buying yourself some time, and now like Storm has to pick between like, am I going to cover this angle or am I going to cover this angle? And the longer you wait, you know, he's going to have to pick eventually, or he'll go back to the stage. But it's a Storm, he's not going back to stage. So the problem with this, which like I said, it is mix. But instead of having those 2 drastically different angles, right now we only have a jump and air dodge, and you can't. No, you're not going to get from there. So you're not going to be able to make it from air dodge. So it really comes down to your routes are going to be a lot different. You can go like high if you jump immediately. Then your most drastic other route is probably something like this. So instead of Storm having to cover like this entire area, like oh he might go all the way down here or he might go all the way up here. Now you know you're forced to pick. You know, sooner or later, the longer you go without jumping, the more narrow and narrow your option becomes. So if we wait like 1 second and you're like here, you still haven't burned out the resource. You know, your most drastic down there is going to be the same, but now he has an even smaller area to cover here, if that makes sense. So basically, it just makes it easier for Storm. It's still difficult. He's got to catch your air dodge, but you know, you only have so many ways you can move after you burn Rush. And I think, you know, you just don't want to make it easy for him. So good as this mix, but just be careful. Alright, but what we are going to see here is you're actually going to do a Lemon, which misses, but it's an interesting concept. That's technically your 3rd resource that you can attack. So I think it misses here. This interesting concept. Yeah, it's going to miss here, and you're actually going to get hit for it, so let's do it. But we are going to see it later in the next clip, I'm pretty sure. So yeah. So, you know, I don't even hate that, you know. Like, it didn't work there, but it is something to keep in mind. So here, we're going to burn Rush first. We're going to jump Lemon, and what a beautiful accuracy. But here's the problem. You've gone to ledge. Your goal is, you know, you've done it. Who the fuck are we swinging at? A ghost? And yeah, so you're going to die here pretty much at 0 when this whole interaction started. Also, once again, I haven't meant to stop it there, but you know, we're in that same spot where you're just drifting. You still have your air dodge. We're gonna watch you go down sometime. But yeah. I'm gonna talk about the last clip one more just one more time real quick. This is a stupid clip anyways. But yeah, so you got your lemon to work, you made it to ledge, but that's what I'm talking about. Your goal needs to be to get back to ledge, not to try and cheat Storm. I mean, at the end of the day, he even like, cause you dropped down here and shot lemon like right at ledge, he went behind you there. You know? You could have used back air. But you know. And then of course, you know, even after that, even after, you know, it misses, then you come swinging at no one with this random back air, ignoring ledge again, and that's when that's how you burn your double jump and get stuck off the stage. And then of course, kind of like what we saw in the big play clip earlier, you know, you're here, Storm's here using thunder, and instead of, maybe you also forgot you burned your jump like 2 seconds ago, but like instead of taking any sort of difficult route or just air dodging through, you just like let yourself get. So, anyways, this route or this play, kind of dumb. You're just mashing buttons. Like you throw a metal blade, it's a miss input. You probably were trying to do get up attack, so unfortunate. But it is similar to what we saw earlier when you threw metal blade and got spiked for it. So why are we still pressing buttons off stage when you already killed you for it? I don't know. All right, next clip. Okay, so this is what I was talking about earlier, how you always do that jump after your up B, and you're gonna get hit for it there. There's another clip of it. Oh, this looks exactly the same, it's a different clip. You see, you didn't get the spike. But yeah, so always after that rush, you jump. I don't know why, but he hits it with thunder a lot, so stop doing that. Alright, am I supposed to be talking about this? Yes. Bad drift. Maybe we'll show replay. That'd be convenient. Nope, okay. It was just bad drift. You gotta do more drifts. Ooh, I hate this clip. Yeah, on the topic of what we were saying before, on top of what we were saying before, oh right, so you know, you have no resources like usual, you know, you love to burn your resources. Storm's here, you got ledge. Like you just gotta make more difficult routes for him. Like why are we drifting directly in towards him as he follows you? You know, like I think you air dodge through the first back air or something like that, but then he just back airs again because you're just following his drift. So once again, like all these small things add up. This clip, I'm just showing you that you burn your double jump. Oh my gosh, I really hope I show this again. Damn it, I don't. Whatever. It was so stupid. You burn your double jump out of shield, like you IDG out of shield, then you land, then you burn it again and get hit, and you lose your double jump. This is just a point to show that like he goes for this way too much. So you get an opening just by going high and making him. So we're just revisiting this. Yeah, air dodge. Look at that terrible punish. Cringe. Alright. Anyway, so yeah, we're just looking at this real quick. So look, you land, you burn a double jump for no reason. Land, burn a double jump, and now you're off stage on a double jump for literally no reason. You didn't go finish, but you know, like I said earlier, you know, you take that high route and you don't. Oh, you do still jump. Okay, well, keep going. But you take a better route at least. You don't go right into the thunder, and you get an opening because of it. But anyways, we're moving on to your off stage versus him. So first thing, the dares. We need to do less dare. Is this a part where we're not doing clips? No, we are. Okay. We need to do less dare. That was like the cleanest. These two dares, like look how clean of a shot this is, and it's still gonna miss. And listen, all right, I'm gonna be real here. I'm actually gonna stop this and say this. I know I meme on dare a lot. I don't hate it as an option. You can get really kills. You clearly are good at lining them up. Just not as much. It's like every single time you're off stage, if you're edge guarding, I mean, we're gonna see a few other things you do, but they're all just like such low probability things to hit, and sometimes when you do hit them, it's not even like, it doesn't really do anything. So yeah, like, I would really like to see more back air, and we're gonna see a clip in a second, but you know, I've used it one time in bracket and it worked, so 100% accuracy for me. And I think it does work pretty well. It kills really early, and especially when he has that, you know, like early, you try to do the lemon gimp at ledge, you know, you try to do like, pew, and he went like behind you. It hits behind, obviously. You know, frame 4, a lot of Mewtwo's aerials, Pikachu would just go through, but with Megas, he doesn't. Is this recording? I hope so. Alright. But yeah, so, really want to see the back air. Don't hate dare, even though I know. I think you can use it sometimes, especially when you get those lineups. Like, those are such good lineups right there. Really good angles, just a little unfortunate if you want to say that. So yeah, would like to see back here though. A few other options we're going to look at. This one, I don't think it's there this time. Never mind, it is. Alright. Another one. Look how close it is. And we're not hitting it. And that's kind of the problem. It's not how close it is, because at the end of the day, it missed, right? What the fuck is that? Maybe that was just some continuation. Alright, what are we looking at here? Oh, is this... What is... Oh, this is me! Yeah, this is the clip I was trying to show you. I got confused with the skin. Beautiful! Beautiful. Can we see a replay on that? I don't think we can. I'm gonna replay it. No. We're replaying that. How did I not realize one thing? Okay. But yeah. So he's taking this route, basically straight up, kind of the similar routes that you saw right here. You know, he's basically going to ledge, but the back air just covers it. The trump back air basically. I mean, it wasn't a trump, but you know, that same drop down back air just covers it. Here we've got Metal Blade. It's kind of similar to Dare. Like, it's just low probability to hit, and I mean, the Metal Blade isn't even going to do anything. Then we throw it down again, and just miss. At least you don't get hit for it. Good job. Alright, here we're going to see the lemons. It doesn't really do anything either. I mean, Storm really should not have fucking missed there. It's just high risk. Like, you're putting yourself at high risk here. I know you can make it back, but you might get cheesed. Gotta be careful, like, gotta do something better. And here we're going to see something that I would say is a little better. You know, you're going to land this forward air is at 122. You know, instead of lemons, we get a whole forward air. I mean, it's a sour spot. But yeah, once again, he still makes it back. And he, like, makes it back before you. So, you know, like, obviously there's more purpose than lemons here, but this is kind of what's going on a lot of times. Like, a lot of these things, if it's not Dare, it's something that, like, doesn't really do anything. Like, those lemons, this fair, at the end of the day, like okay, you got 7% more. But yeah. So I would really like to see back air. That clip was so hype. I'm gonna send it to you again. Yeah, and that's a case where you got the lemons, and he just makes it back. He really shouldn't have died that second stock. He just went too low. I don't know who cared. But yeah, Bagger's broken. Use it at least try it. I'm sure it's not gonna make it every time, and he can go over. Like, the main mix-up Pikachu does, if you're backering, he's gonna go over. Okay. Like, if you're at ledge and you're backering, he's gonna take like an out route. So you gotta be careful. Like, that's the main mix-up there, but you know, it works better than you think, or at least you might as well try. Might as well try it. Anyways, so this was another case where you throw them and you shot a lemon. I didn't get to cover this, but you do a lot of back throw into, like, double jump back airs, which I know it probably works for people who burn their jump, but, like, he almost never fell for it. And it was really cringe watching you guess it every single time. And you get punished because you're in double jumping Bear with a really laggy move. And burning your double jump, and you already struggle to land in general, so... But yeah, so it looks like you're in for something sort of like that, but not really. So I actually like the setup here. Even though the lemon does nothing, it at least technically covers jump, and what it does is it lets you go back on the stage to continue neutral and ledge guard. Unfortunately, we're looking at 6, but yeah, so, you know, at the end of the day, you still have stage control. It kind of covers jump, so I actually don't hate it. And we're going to move on from there. But before we move on, we're going to move on to... How much time do I have? 14 minutes, okay, we'll be good. Okay, so now ledge. No, ledge. Ledge is important. Already told you the statistics. You know, when you're at ledge, you get up without getting hit 40% of the time. So he hits you at ledge 60% of the time you're there, and you hit him 32%, which honestly is higher than it felt. So good job there, I guess. But we're gonna see that a lot of your... That was kind of stuck. This one was so atrocious. I don't think we're looking at it again, but oh my gosh, I wish we could. Alright, so this is a play? No, I'm still supposed to be talking about the intro. Yeah, do better. But obviously it's really big. I mean, it's at the corner, you know, ledge is super important. A lot of things we'll see is that you're just doing, like, really... On offense, you're doing really laggy options that just only cover one option. Like, you do that back air. I think we look at that. It's only going to cover, like, the neutral getup, right? Okay, so now we're getting into it. But yeah. So yeah, just like, you always do these options that only cover one option and one timing, which is the worst part of it. And even Storm kind of just guesses, but you also, on defense, I guess, per se, you're getting up with one timing and one option, so it makes it really easy for him. You know, like, you're not... it's not even not mixing up options, because we'll see you mix it with your options. I think right here, actually. But it's the timings, it's the timings. Look at this wacky ass option you choose, but you still get hit. You might not have seen it. Do we replay it? Yeah, we do. So, nice landing. You're at ledge and you instantly do this weird drop off option. You're at 35, so there's no way you didn't have invis. And yeah, so you're gonna get hit because you just always time it the same way, you know? You get the ledge and you instantly pick your option. Right, you know, like, this is not a ledge trap, okay? Forward air, down smash is not a Pikachu ledge trap. It only works because you're picking the same timings, and that would have worked against ledge jump too, probably. Here, like the same thing, you know? Can you see that again? I sure hope so. Okay, we're at ledge again, what do you do? Okay, so yeah, that's the other thing. You pick reactable options. So it's either the same timing, you know, even that ledge jump I don't think was that good. Actually, no, you did stall for a little bit. But then it's like reactable. So, you know, we have that, you jump every single time afterwards, so he's still being able to punish it for you. And then here, we're gonna see, you know, the worst case of it. He does this F smash, terrible, but same thing, you know, that reactable option. This F smash doesn't cover anything, he's just guessing, he's hoping you're gonna roll. You know, you have, I'm supposed to pause there, but you have a lot of options, obviously. Yeah, he can just react to that. You burn your double jump, LOL, XD, and, you know, you die for it at ledge. So, at the very least, you know, if you're going to be going for that, you know, you keep picking the same route. I know we talk about routes off stage, but you got to think of on stage as well. You know, if we're you know, on the stage here, you do this rush, and you keep going with this exact same arc, especially when you do rush, double jump every time, then he's going to easily be able to intercept it. One thing that Leo does sometimes, or at least in one of the sets I watch, when he's in the corner, a lot of times if he full hops, it's out here. Because what it does is it requires your opponent to just extremely, like, commit really, really hard. Your opponent doesn't want to give up space, they don't want to be wrong. Even Storm, you're going to see Storm do full hop forward airs and then pull back. Full hop forward air, pull back. Because they're trying to catch, if you're, maybe I'm going to get a little bigger, but, you know, if you're here, Storm wants to catch jump, so he does this, but he also wants to keep stage, he doesn't want to be wrong. If he's wrong, then he's going to get reversal, so he comes back. So what Leo does is he jumps here, so basically the only way you're catching this jump is if you super hard commit, and you have to be really confident. So kind of like the same concept that we want to look at here, where, you know, you're at ledge, maybe instead of going this route, where it's really easy to intercept and you can pull back, you're going to do, you know, pull on the outside. And then, you know, it's going to require a harder committal for him. And he's probably just going to thunder, and then you can just hit him with thunder. Alright, this play, I don't know what happens. Oh, right, so we're looking at, you know, covers one option. This forward air doesn't cover giant. I mean, it could, but it's just like the one space. Even the option you're covering, because it only covers one time, it doesn't work out. And the thing with it is, you had to get, you know, Storm obviously held shield there. You didn't space very well. We're going to not talk about Pikachu's out of shield because I skipped the neutral part. But that position isn't as bad because it is hard for Storm to pick an option out of shield in the first place. But the main point there is just like, we're doing these options that, you know, only cover one option one time, and even when you pick the right option, you still miss him at ledge, and you need to win a second interaction after that. You miss your forward air, so you need to win another interaction, you know, forward air and shield and getting the grab. It actually really took 2 interactions to win that there. So you want to win with as least as few interactions as possible. So here's like the even worse, you know. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. So instead of doing like a forward air, which at least isn't that laggy, you know, we go for a back air, which that was just super laggy, only covers one option, only covers one spacing. And then we do this cringe thing that I was going to talk about in the neutral section, but those metal blades, the jump away reverse metal blades, are really, really bad. Same thing with down tilt. With down tilt is going to work better at higher percents because they're going to lose ledge invincibility faster, it runs out faster at higher percents. So when he's at 25, you're really just going for the 2 frame here. It's not going to cover ledging at all. But yeah, like once again, you know, this might be something that covers normal getup. And how is Storm going to combat it? He's going to do normal getup because it only covers one option, one timing. And now, yeah, so another thing, you know, these back airs, kind of what we see after your back throws, but yeah, just huge gets. I don't even know if Pikachu can jump that high. And then, you know, Pikachu gets a little bit of space from that. Leaf Shield does work pretty well, but we only see it one time. We really don't see you do this much again. Maybe you did it like once or twice, but I don't remember seeing you do this again. And then after that, you're immediately combat it with a landing forward air that he's just going to roll behind. Alright. And yeah, so here, I want to highlight it is possible that like you don't just commit. You don't have to commit at all. Right here, you're just gonna stay back and just do lemons. It's like at the end of the day, regardless of what he chooses, your lemons are still gonna be threatening him. Sure, it's not gonna do anything crazy, but it's still threatening him. And I don't think we've let this clip play out, but I'm pretty sure because of the way you stuff him out, because this is a game you win too, so pretty sure you win this interaction and then you kill him pretty shortly after. You do a lot of this, it works really well. Where you're just continuing to stuff him and keep pressure, but just in that mid-range so he can't really do anything, and you just whiff punishes backwards. Anyways, but yeah, so right here, same thing. Not really committing, even though you kind of do that, but look how good the spacing is. And then we do have lemons, Storm loves to run forward, so you're gonna just forward air. Alright, what is this? I actually don't know. Okay, so kind of the same thing. And this one, it's kind of what we want to avoid. We don't want to have to go for like win the second interaction here. Obviously, we get the roll because Storm loves to go forwards. But still, we don't commit, we get the next option. So here we're going to look at landings. This is really bad. Am I going to show it? Obviously, we know. We know. Oh, I'm not going to stop it in time. Damn it. Well, whatever. I'm not reversing it. I'm just trying to go for landings. Okay, we can probably do it. So whatever, Storm was here, you were here. At this point, you're still in a pretty good spot. It's risky for him to challenge you out of shield. So really, you just want to make sure, like if you're in this spot, you want to start pulling back because you want to get this spaced landing fair. If you don't space it, like we saw earlier, Storm's probably not going to press a button, but a Pikachu could because Nair is going to, if you're close enough for Nair, it's going to be, even though it'll catch your spot dodge. Grab won't, but Nair will. If you perfectly time it, of course. Anyways. But yeah, so if it's perfectly minus, he can't grab. He can always Nair. So you do want it to still be spaced so that the Nair, if this is a Nair's range, you're going to want to end up out of it while still being able to pressure him. And that's going to force him to pick an option out of shield. Either you'll whiff punish it or, because of Storm, he's probably just going to roll in, but anyways. So yeah. So you want to do that. You could even do like lemons. I don't think we look at Leaf Shield that much here, but he can't really react to Leaf Shield, so Leaf Shield is a good option if you want to just land on a shield with Leaf Shield. I was going to talk about this more in the neutral section that we aren't seeing. Oh yeah, and you can even like a Wave Bounce Metal Blade would work. Something like that, he's going to expect... Wave Bounce works really well when you're approaching in on a shield because they expect you to land here and you land back there. And you don't want to land with Metal Blade. A lot of times you land with Metal Blade around his face. It's really stupid. But if you're having your Metal Blade pressure here and you're all the way back here, that's kind of a dub. So, but yeah, not to cross Pikachu up. We're going to watch you cross Pikachu up like 5 times in a row. But yeah, you do it right here. It's very cringe. I really want to talk about the neutral section. We're not going to, but just the thing. A lot of times you're shooting lemons, and it's like you feel like you don't know what to do, so you're like, fuck it. Like, might as well forward air now. And you just... And you forward air, but Storm just loves the shield, so, which is a dub, if you forward air a shield and it's space, you're getting, that's a win. You've won the interaction. But if you cross him up, then you've lost the interaction because he's in the back of you, so. And a lot of times you cross him up. Alright. So yeah. Here we got the first play in game 3. Oh my gosh, this is so cringe, I don't know what's going on. Let me look at that. I think it's one speed. I'm sure I stop it to pause. Who knows what this is? You're going to put yourself in the corner for no reason. Then we've got this, so I will actually stop this. Okay. Alright, so kind of similar, but now we're landing from a full hop. Full hop related to double jump because you love to burn your double jumps. So if you're Storm, you have no way to go up except you can rush. But he can throw something out to cover your landings. Especially in the most recent set, he did a lot of dash attack. Dash is really good to cover landings, and especially when dash attack is perfectly safe here for him because your only option to go upwards, except like an air dodge, which we'll just react to, and then he anyways, is rush. So he can't be punished for going for dash attack here. Where if you had a double jump and he dash attacks, you can double jump and I don't know, leap shield or down here or whatever. But anyways, so here Storm actually does a really good play. Obviously, you don't want to be going in towards him with your forward air and have it unspaced. You kind of want it to be, you want to be heading back towards center stage. Because you're so high up, Storm has time to make a move. If he were in shield here, it'd be a different story. If he were in shield, you go right here and you'd forward air shield. He's not in shield. He can pick anything. This is actually a really tricky spot, so it is a good job by Storm. Because I would even at first glance say you want to just go down and forward air. But what Leo would do, watching what he does a lot of times, and what's optimal here, especially because he's not in shield, you want to drift back and cover this space with your forward air. Not necessarily the character. If he's on shield, go for shield, I would say. But what we're going to see here, Storm actually dashes forwards, which is why your forwarder gets fucked up. And your forwarder came out in time before shield too. That's important. The forwarder came out after his dash before shield, but because you were spaced behind him, I thought we'd see it. I guess I already replayed it. But because of the distance, I guess, it was like this. So your forwarder was out. You're here. This isn't what it looked like in frame by frame, because I already checked. So he's here, and your forwarder is already out, but then his shield comes up, and you like are one frame lower, and like your hitbox hit like the back of his shield, which also just gives him more time to react back here. So it's kind of unfortunate, but you know, you gotta drift back there. Looking at this play, okay, so we're seeing, you know, you do those forwarders in front of his shield. He's too afraid to do anything, and beautiful, beautiful spacing right there. All right, so this is poorly spaced, like we said. He can nair here. That spot dodge actually good because his grab is gonna miss if you did your forwarder well. You might, technically it might have not been -10 or better there, but on paper it can be. And then that, he's got no options, nothing, literally nothing. And the jump, we talk more about the neutrals actually, but all right. So here, look at this. You're just jumping around. You're basically asking him to attack you, and you just get impatient. Storm is standing with his shield and back turned towards you, right? Like, this is what you're looking at. He's just flicking shield. Okay, he does go for that. Notice how he doesn't commit, by the way. Anyways. I mean, yeah, you just forward the back of his shield. Come on. We know better. And then, of course, the most egregious example of all time. We see the dumbest toss of all time. Of course, you have no double jump, because why would you? And he died 0 to a 30% combo. This is fucking ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, here, I'll draw the ghost so it looks like you're aiming at someone. Woo! Alright, so you hit the ghost. Okay, you got him. Good job, bro. You got him. You got him, bro. Ah, shit! It was all bait, bro. It was substitute. He used substitute, dude. I mean, you can't blame me for missing substitute. You shouldn't burn your double jump even if there's a substitute, though. Come on, dude. You know better than that. So cringe. What happens here? I don't know. Let's see. Okay. Oh, right. So, I'm not going to pause the timeline. Fuck! Whatever. You were right here before. He was here. The point I'm trying to illustrate with this one, let's use a different color. I want to use a different color. I just realized how much this might be playing. Actually. Alright, so you do this full hop forwarder. Not bad. And then you drift back, which is good. You want to drift back. But the thing is, like, obviously Storm is looking for these openings. This is very reactable. He wants to cover your landings. And you are sort of going to be able to make a move in time. If he dash checks right here, I think you get hit. You just have to be careful that, like, landings are more than just, like, literally falling down on the ground. When you go up, you have to come down. So if you do these, you know, rising forward airs, you're going to have to find a spot to land if it misses. And, you know, even with max drift back, it's totally punishable here, so. And fortunately for you, Storm, I don't know, started chewing on his controller on accident, maybe. And this is really stupid. Yeah, he goes for up air for whatever reason, and you just run away. But normally he catches that run away if he does anything else. I don't know what that, oh, what are we looking at here? Oh, right. Same with Lemons, gotta be careful. He can just plow through him. He actually doesn't plow through. If you look at it, I don't think I'm gonna show it, but he actually low profiles it with his dash check. Very stupid, by the way. We saw this clip earlier. The bad drift angle isn't gonna help with landings. But yeah, same with Fairy. You wanna be careful landing with Lemons, because he can get through him, so you just wanna be careful. And of course, he low profiled it. That was so stupid, I can't believe it. This play is egregious. We're in the corner. We burn our double jump for no reason. Oh, yeah. Can I pause this? Whatever. I didn't in time. But yeah, like, oh, yay, look. Is it a roll of honor? I don't know what's going on. Why did you burn it, bro? Why did you burn it? There's no reason to burn it right here. Anyway, Storm missed inputs. Maybe you saw it. If you reverse like 2 seconds, you'll see. Storm actually missed inputs here. He forwarders the wrong way. Storm's fighting Ghost right now. Here's the Storm Ghost. Ooh, okay, good job, Storm. You got him. You got him, Storm. And now you've got a perfect. He's distracted by the Mega Man substitute, right? Like, perfect shot, but but not really, because his back is turned, and you aren't even gonna hit shield because you're gonna miss so badly. It's like, by the way, if you had a murder double jump, you would have been able to hit that. But like, you don't really need to be like, you're looking for a reversal opportunity. Like, I need to hit him out of edge instead of your priority. Here's your thought process. All right, we got a microwave here, so nothing's going on here. So, damage. All right, that's your thought process. Gotta get rid of the thought process. So, like, instead of thinking, like, oh, I need to get out of the corner to, win neutral interactions. I know, very, very bold, win neutral interactions. I know, I don't want to do it either, but instead you prioritize, like, you just want to hit him. You want to hit him away. You don't want to get, control. You want to hit him away. So, and yeah, it doesn't work out here. Storm got the ghost and he got you. So let's step up from you. You got the ghost and you died for it, but he got you and the ghost. Come on, bro, you better. All right, I'm gonna play right here. Who knows what happens? Okay, going low. Oh, look at that terrible edge timing. It was another case where you have a good option. Oh my gosh, I hate this play. This one hurts so much to watch. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so ledge, obviously, Storm just pressing random buttons. Same thing, creative option, sort of. Not really, actually. But the same timing. And then, like, we've got Storm with his back, and using a really laggy move, just 101, just reset the situation. And then, like, you're just fucking, fuck it, that's your thought process, just fuck it, and you die for it. And now he's twerking on your face. Storm is twerking on your face now. Is this the end? Wait. Oh yeah, I forgot we're ending on landings and not neutral. Alright, cool, that works out. Alright, well... But yeah, so we didn't talk about neutral. These are a lot of things I think are just fixable, a lot of those big plays are just dumb decisions, bad drifts, bad angles, bad routes, if you want to say it. Ledge, if Storm was, like, good at ledge trapping, it would have been a lot higher than 60%. I mean, you even see a lot of the time, like that downer he does that leads to this whole situation covers nothing. Like, it doesn't cover get up, it doesn't cover roll, it only covers one timing of jump, like, it doesn't cover get up attack either. But of course, like, you just happen to pick the exact same timing, so when he does these options, it's basically like, it's just like, does his option cover this general area? If yes, then you get hit because he gets your timing every time because you never mix it up. But definitely very fixable, very fixable. Landing as well, that's something you just need to be more conscious of, really. Especially when you're doing really well. If we saw neutral, like, so many openings you have, I kind of wish I just left some clips in, but so many openings you have, you're just like shooting or something and you're running around. A lot of times you'll even mess up too, but Storm is just so eager. He just can't help it to press the button. He'll press back air and you just, like, you get so many grabs from it. I've seen you get so many grabs. Not even punishing the landing leg, but just because instead of overshooting a lot of times, like if you're here, Storm's here, then, like, instead of aiming for this space, because we all know you're going to the corner, we all know you're heading that way. Instead of covering that space, he'll cover like this space. So then you will go to the corner and you'll be able to grab him when he gets back here. And you can do dash attack to punish that too. He does a lot of what I was talking about earlier, where he likes to go out and then come back. So a lot of times, if he were to stay out, because sometimes you'll low profile it with your tiny minute dash, and you get backers off, or you get grabs off fast. But yeah, so you really want to take that concept of with punishing that back air there, and just like apply, so maybe instead of just like dashing back and waiting for this back air to miss, that's pikachu. Maybe you do, it's a little riskier, but maybe you take a jump, a short hop route like that, like a hold shot, as the cool kids say. So now he's in back air mode, he's a pancake. But you are right here, okay, a lot lower because you're short hopping, don't full hopper. And then you get a forward air and you get something going, or you can get a down air. So yeah, just that concept is something you want to keep in mind. A lot of times, if he sees you roll, every time you roll, he dash attacks, and he's really good at getting them actually. But if you're ever in a spot where you're like retreating, or you know, we saw earlier, you know, this is Storm and Shield, and you hit that forward air, and it was really nicely spaced. Instead of pressing here, a lot of times you just kind of run away. And after you run, you like to jump. And most of the times when you're jumping back forwards, which is just a terrible combo because he's going to be chasing you. It happens more than it should. If he's chasing you and you're running away and now you're turning back and coming backwards, you know, now when he goes into pizza mode, you know, look, you're on a collision course and you're not gonna beat that out. However, even so if a lot of times if you literally just run and stand or shield, you should do a lot of dash shielding, I think. Because when he goes pizza mode, at the very least you're not getting hit. But a lot of times you jump and you're gonna get pizza. But yeah, so even if you just dash and stand here, you know, when he does pizza mode and covers this area, you're still fine. And even if he dips back, you know, like you're back in a relatively neutral area where you got the space in between you. And if he doesn't hold back and he goes on top of you, then you get a grab or up smash. Of course, it's you, so you won't pull the trigger. But you could. Yeah, and even if you do jump here, it's kind of the same thing. Where when he's pancaking the space, if you're instead of jumping back towards him, if you're just kind of jumping in this area, or even the Leo jump, backwards a little bit, when he covers this area with pizza time, you're going to be. I know my drawings don't encapsulate the moment, but your forward air is basically gonna be perfectly spaced. Is what I'm trying to get at. If you're jumping away, pretend there's a stage underneath, and he's in pizza time right here, going at you. You've got enough space where your forward air is gonna eat him up, and that's what we want. We want to eat him up. If he's going pizza time, why are we not eating him up? You see what I'm saying? Where's the eraser? And there was another time too. It was really dumb. I think it was gonna be in the neutral section where you did like Z drop fair and you got back air for it. A lot of these things they're just silly. Like, we're not getting fancy. We're not trying to clip him. Get the fucking metal blade out of here. No Z drops. No Z drops. But yeah, so your forward air. Oh my gosh, this is so ridiculous. I'm triggered that this happened. Your forward air comes out frame 8, and it was on frame 7 when you got hit with the back air. He actually didn't space his back air right, so he's pizza timing. His back air is out, but you're still far enough away where you aren't getting hit, and your forward air is on frame. So it's frame 7. So your forward air, or maybe it's frame 6 right now, but your forward air is coming out in 2 frames. And then you get hit the next frame, so he's got better drift, or maybe you just weren't drifting out. So then you get hit. It's frame 7. Your forward air would have come out the next frame, except you have metal blade, and I looked at it in frame by frame, and it took you. So it took you like 4 or 5 frames to drop the metal blade. Like, I mean, I know you didn't delay it, but obviously, it's not like we're timing it perfectly. It's not like you perfectly inputted your Z drop on frame 4. So yeah, you did it like a few frames late, which caused your forward air to come out a few frames late, and then you're gonna get hit by Pikachu back air 1 frame early. If you had an Z drop there, I mean, okay, you would have to throw away a metal blade in the first place. But if you didn't have that metal blade and you just did a retreating fair, those retreating fairs actually do well because of the disjoint. If he's coming at you with pizza time and you're drifting away fair, that's a disjoint. That's a sword move, And Pikachu's got stuff to get around that. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like we're not seeing enough of the actual neutral gameplay involved. You're not really forcing him to worry about adjusting his. He never has to worry about what if, what if back air? What if he does something that covers back air? Because you never do anything that covers back air. The only thing he really has to worry about is what if he runs away and then I whiff and then he gets a grab? Because that's generally how you punish it. And if Storm was more patient, I think that we would see this be a bit more of a blowout because there's a lot of times Storm just runs in, literally sprints in with no mix-up and just gets hit by stupid stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, we need to see some counterplay to those back airs. Make him do stuff that isn't back air. I know, it seems difficult, And you kind of need to know the opportunities, because a lot of times when you go for like retreating aerial stuff, like he's just gonna sprint and back air and it's gonna beat your stuff out. But you need to know, like, you need to know when you have enough space to go for it. You need to know when you're in these standoff moments. If Pikachu's here and you're like here, that even though back air is frame 4, he still has to close the gap, so he's gonna have a few frames to dash. You're gonna have to turn around, and he's gonna be back airing, and he's gonna need to hit you. So like, if you're in a relatively close space, like, you can even just wait. Like, if you just see movement towards you, then you just input like buff, like, you know, pull back or forward air, and it's probably gonna work. And I think it covers dash attack too. So that's a 2 for 1. You're gonna actually force Storm to mix up his approach with a timing mix up. I know. It's gonna be tough for Storm. Can he use a different timing than running straight in every single time? We'll see. But you're gonna have to force it first. You have to make it happen. That's basically it. Yeah, so hopefully you can see a lot. Everything was going well, then everything was going poorly, then it took me a really long time to edit, then everything went into shambles today before recording, so... How much time left? Okay. So, it was definitely, you know, a little bougie way of a video, you know, not the most structured, okay, things didn't exactly work out how I envisioned them, but, you know, hopefully it was still an interesting format. I would definitely not hate doing videos in this format again. I like having the whiteboard. Kind of cool. But yeah, so we'll see where it goes from here. As much as like, these games are close enough where, like, as much as I want you to focus on neutral, like, honestly, if, right now, really just, like, limit the mistakes. If you limit the mistakes, I think you'll be able to dink and dunk your way to, like, sliding past, you know. Like, you would have slid past if you hadn't gotten down third there, you know. You would have probably won multiple games here if you hadn't, you know, lost so many stocks to 0, right? So, yeah. So just really focus on limiting mistakes for now. So it's almost good that the neutral part isn't getting here. Maybe that's too much for now. But yeah, just limit mistakes. We'll see what happens. If he still is destroying you while you're not making stupid mistakes, then it'll be time to think about the game. I know. I don't want to think about the game either. I just want to focus on this, but we might have to. But for now it's kind of easy. Just don't do stupid stuff. Don't do stupid stuff here. Don't do stupid stuff here. Don't do stupid stuff when you're up here. Okay, it's really simple. Just don't do stupid stuff here, there. No, there. Okay, yeah, that's easy. You got it. You got it. I don't know. You got it, bro. I expect a swift victory. Swift 3-0. Then you'll meet him in Grands. 3-0 again. Victory. Upcoming Tuesday. I think it's gonna be so easy, bro. Like, oh my gosh, bro, you got it, bro. It's so easy, bro. Oh my, bro.